Okay, wait, hold on. Let me check. Is it working? Alright, what if I sit like this? Okay, this is good. Okay. Why is my... Okay, you know what? Satisfactory on some reason. And begin. Hello, people. Hello, everybody. This is how burgers were made. I have my sources, and I do not need to tell you. I don't need to say my sources. I'm not going to speak without my lawyer present, so... Okay, this is how burgers were made. So you know how it all starts. This is a super realistic demonstration of what a cow looks like. Yes, this is a cow. This is a turtle that... Okay, you know what? Just... okay. This is already going really bad. Okay. So this is a cow. Yeah, that's just that. This is tape, by the way, just so you know. Cow. It's not a turtle, I swear. Okay, so this is a turtle. This turtle actually wait. Sorry. So this, okay, I swear I'm gonna stop stuttering and doing all this studying now. So this is a turtle. What turtles might do, you think? And if for some reason birds don't require turtles? Yes, they do. It is true. I have my sources that I'm not going to state because I forget what they are. I just know that I read them. Okay, trust. So they actually have, you know how they have like the shell on the turtle? It's really like cool. It has these like green and brown. It goes on a conveyor. This is my real conveyor going that way. So when it goes this way, there's actually a machine. This is my real machine. It just stays still. So what it does... No, hold on. Yes, this is more like a machine. Bomboclad. Let me just add these little rotation things. I don't know, I'm not a mechanic. Shut up. They proceed to these right here, and it scratches the excess shell. No, it just scratches the whole shell off. And that shell then becomes lettuce. This shell is what we call lettuce. It's actually just a turtle shell. So then, these poor turtles, man. And then the turtles get dropped off. Woo. Okay, into the not so bottomless. Okay, is there like a typing thing? Bro, there has to be a typing thing. Okay. The not so bottomless pit. Okay. This is the not so... Jesus. This is the not so bottomless pit. Yes, it'd be the night guard, okay? It's the not so bottomless pit. So then basically what the not so bottomless pit goes to, I don't know how to delete the whole screen. I know there's a way probably or something. I don't know. I don't freaking know. So this not so bottomless pit actually just leads to a remote island. Just a random remote island in the middle of absolutely nowhere, surrounded by ocean and hurricanes. It's Simon. Yeah, this guy's name is Simon. Actually, no, it's God's brother Simon. If you've watched Kunk on Life. This is... Okay, you know what? You get the gist. It's just, yeah. Anyway. Basically, yeah, that's lettuce. Okay? But, that's just one key component of this burger. That looks like a burger patty, but it is not. Next up, we have the beef. The beef is the best part of the burger. And to get beef, it's actually really simple. Okay? I don't know if there's a paint bucket tool. That is a paint bucket tool. So, basically, right? They go to this, or not this, yeah, this specific island. The people like island. You know touch. Okay, this is actually called the Borg Island. Borg Island. It's called Borg Island. Don't ask. There's a reason it's called Borg Island. On this Borg Island, there's actually a bunch of cows. Now, these slightly diseased cows. It's a disease, probably. Don't actually. Okay, you know what? I didn't write that. Don't pay attention to that, please. They eat grass. Okay? What? Why did I write this, man? Okay, they eat all of this grass. Okay? Now, cows are really, they're actually in the process of making burgers. Cows are the worst possible thing. No way, Jose. I don't... You know what? You could just probably... Yeah, this is what they do to the cows. Okay, we don't like cows around here because they steal our burgers. That's why we slaughter the cows. Anyway, why? Because, what do you mean by they eat our burgers? We don't give our burgers. They eat the dirt. They eat the dirt. This is our dirt. We need our dirt. Dirt is used for burgers. Okay, that's why it's brown. Did you ever wonder about that? What do you think we're gonna do with the cows, you stupid? Tisk, tisk, tisk. That's the most corny. Oh, okay. Anyway. Excuse me. Basically, we have this contraption, which I like to... What the heck was that? I pressed Control X by accident instead of Control Z. This thing, all it looks like is this. This is all it looks like. From the outside, at least. But what it actually is, it is a uranium-powered super engine. It is a super engine. It is so electric. The reason this island is it's on a remote island is it will. Oh yeah, you know that disease that the cows have, these cows. They actually, the disease is necessary because like it prevents them from dying to death of electricity. Electricity. Like this is what happens. This is why it was levitating. And like it goes. This is so strong. It goes through the ground. Okay. Now the reason why we need such a strong one, get the freak off my computer, you bug, stupid bug, is that this current flows through the air, which is no good. So we have to shut it off from another remote island. It has a huge radius. That's why no boats or anything, no planes can fly over it. This is a Point Nemo. Yeah, Point Nemo. That's why no people are allowed, no planes fly over it, and no boats go to it, because it's Point Nemo. Okay, you know what? He has too much. He needs to channel his energy over here so that you can have an equal amount. Actually, yeah, there you go. Now the reason we need this to shock the ground is because it serves as like, it's like the sun to a plant. Okay, the plant can't grow into a beautiful flower if it doesn't have no sun. So basically, the dirt just absorbs it all. It absorbs it. It gobbles it up. It gobbles up. It gets gobbled up like, I don't know, like some. I'm gonna pause my sentence right there and rethink my life choices. Okay, I've rethunk. Okay, I need to rethink my life choices again. Okay, I've not made that many. Okay, anyway, basically after the dirt harvests it all, let me erase the electricity line so you could more easily see. Yeah, after that, it brings a small drill deep underground, about that deep. About 10. No, that is. It's like, isn't like 70 miles like top of Mount Everest, like really deep underground? I don't know. 3 miles underground. Okay, I would make a PowerPoint, but like I don't have PowerPoint, so I can't make a PowerPoint if I don't have PowerPoint. I'll figure out a way to get a PowerPoint today, and then it'll just make everything way easier. Anyway, it's just a small drill, and it is connected to this big tube with a whole bunch of 4 drills on it. And those drills, why am I sounding like a faking 2-year-old now? Anyway, those drills send all the dirt up these tubes into this, where it gets super electrified. Then brought into, because you know how many, there's only like one drill, so you know how so many people just want these burgers, that there's surely 4 drills wouldn't be enough, right? Well, that would be true. So they have to come up with a way, and I don't know how these definitely don't work like this. No, actually no, they do. This is how this machine works. I've done my research. You haven't. Shut up. You don't know anything. I'm smarter than all of you. Smarter than all you 4 people watching this video. It goes into a, I don't know what they look like, but I assume it's like energy stuff. I've never seen one in my life. Some kid made one in his garage. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Into a particle accelerator. You might be asking, what? Doesn't this duplicate like molecules, atoms, whatever? Shut up, please. What doesn't it duplicate things? What would we need those? Exactly. Oh, Jesus. It will just duplicate all the dirt. This is how they do it. I'm like, when I used to, I worked 15 years at one of these factories. They fired me, so I'm exposing their secret video. They actually do it, and it gets sent off. It takes like 3 minutes each batch, but then like after you do it, there's like so much dirt, like so much dirt. It's still just electrified dirt right now. Basically, This is just dirt. Why do we need dirt? It's not just dirt. It actually goes into a pot. This is where people actually start doing work now. It goes into a pot. Okay? Now, what does it do in a pot? Well, there's... Okay, this is just a floating pot. It's actually on a table. And then a basketball player who's retired and now a chef, that's why he has to be... The reason he's a basketball player is because he's, like, super tall. So, no, actually, no, it's not a basketball player. It is actually the one and only... No, smiley face. LeBron. It is actually LeBron James. Yes, that is true. LeBron James works... My mistake. There we go. Yes, LeBron James actually works at this. I just want to check if I'm still recording. Yep. Okay. He actually works at the factory. Okay. What is LeBron's job exactly? He has to pour numerous ingredients, all at light speed, just so he could get it in time. It's a whole bunch of pepper, like an extreme amount of pepper, and a whole bunch of salt. Also an extreme amount of less salt. And 99% of the time, there's worms in there. But that's good. Basically all these worms eat up a whole bunch of the stuff. Okay? But that's fine. That's why we need a whole bunch of it. Okay? There's little babies. Sometimes they even are like, there's some other children in here. Okay? This is like upon a really lucky occasion. You'll get all of this. Okay, now you might be asking why it's lucky. Well, you'll find out in a moment. It goes through LeBron's legs, getting a peak of the century. What do I mean by that? I don't know. Why did I say that? I also don't know. Where then it goes into it goes into a grinder. Okay, yes, I know there's worms. But that's what gives it that kind of slightly red look. Yeah, you know why it's red? That's why it's red, because there's worms. And also because there's cow blood. Yeah, you know those cows, the diseased cows that we slaughtered? Yeah, they actually sometimes go into there. But that's not entirely true. I don't think that one's actually true. That's just a myth. Cows aren't actually in burgers. It's just worms and dirt and salt and pepper. Oh yeah, also the occasional the cooking god, arthritis the god. It's a real god, trust me. I'm not lying. It's not what you think. Yeah, arthritis gives you a carrot every once in a while. Every new batch, a carrot just falls from the sky. Yeah, it just kind of falls. And he falls right into right into there. And it kind of clogs up here a lot, but then it frees up, goes along the track, and here. And basically it's like one of these guys. It's like from those mobile games. You know what I'm saying. It goes along the track, gets grinded up into a bajillion pieces and shot out here. And then it goes along the track. LeBron Prime. Yes. Okay. Now that is how it gets to like taste and stuff. Now you have a burger, but it's not in the shape of a patty at all. That's why. Yeah, I bet you can guess what the next thing is. You'll never guess. That's why it... Trust me, you'll never guess, bro. That's why it gets... The shape gets put into a shape press that gets presses into a press shape. I don't know what I don't know what Hugby said, so it's whatever Hugby said, I don't know. It actually goes into a spinning hammer. This is a spinning hammer. You know, it's just like really fast, so I didn't have enough space on the screen. Actually, I'll make space on the screen. It's not a shape press. Why would it be that? That's stupid. Anyway, it falls down, and there is a hammer that's... Okay, you know what? I just can't draw, and I accept that. There's a hammer that okay, look. It's going down. It comes in like clumps. So then basically what this hammer does is it smashes it so hard, it just molds. Like, it's in the shape of a burger patty. And don't worry, it is cleaned. LeBron also cleans it, you know. As you can see, LeBron is currently cleaning it. You know, that's how LeBron cleans it, you know. Just simple stuff. Basically it goes into here. It gets smashed out as a burger patty. And as it's going, it actually lands. You'll never guess where it lands. You'll never guess. Straight onto another conveyor. But what's on that conveyor? I don't know what view we're watching this on, but it's some kind of view. Lettuce! It lands on the lettuce. That's how you get lettuce and burger. Boom. Now, what else is on a burger, you may ask? Pickles, onions, and bread. Those are the 3 key ingredients wheat is missing. Ow. That didn't actually hurt. So we got the bread, got the lettuce, got the patty, the pickles, and onions right there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna color in the ones that we do have. Already? Oh wait, no, we don't have the bread. Alright, there's no control seeing that. Well, that's not so bad. Wait, what? That... I see the problem. Plan, I have fixed it. Yes. Okay. Now, slide. That's all the burger components. Next, what should I tell you about? Should I tell you about the onions, the pickles, or the bread? Alright. Basically, no, I think we should do the bread first. The bread. Okay, so first, bread starts off in a field. We're in a field, and it's actually a field with lots of farmers. Can you guess what these orange things are? It is wheat. If you said wheat, you are correct. It is grown in wheat. Okay, now, you know, obviously the wheat gets harvested like any normal wheat would. And now this time is a little different. actually goes. Wait, yeah, the bread. It actually goes into a blender, a big blender. That is my definition of that is my visual representation of a blender. It goes in thick pieces. That's why it's so long, and it just goes grind it up. And then it just drops out the bottom somehow once it gets past all the blades. But it's just like mushy, which is what we want. You know, it's what we want. Then after that, what happens is it just all it does, it goes on a really long conveyor. Okay, but the stuff under that conveyor is what makes it. No, basically, okay. Really though, it's wow. You really never guess what it is. It is. Actually, wait. I'll make that black. It just fits more. Okay. So what happens to it is it goes above. It's the most simple of things. I don't even need to spell it. It just goes above a nuclear reactor. A nuclear power plant on it. A nuclear power plant. Something very basic everyone has. It's just to warm it up a little. Now it is brown, like the dirt. Okay, so it goes over a nuclear reactor, and now it is brown. Okay, so basically, then after it becomes browninated, it goes into. Hold on. A worker constantly has to watch if the conveyor stops moving, because we haven't designed buttons for like such things. So she can't close her eyes for half a millisecond, or else she gets fired, and we pay a lot. She has to taste test, make sure nothing has gone wrong, because sometimes it goes wrong with the nuclear whatever. Sometimes it's radioactive bread, and we don't exactly want that. So she just taste tests it, and then spits it back out if it's good. Okay? Now this is what keeps it this is what makes it not too hot. Because if it's too hot, then you can't really touch it. And that's what we want to do. We want to touch it. It goes back onto a conveyor and over here. Boom, she spits onto the other one. I gotta draw the saliva. Hold on. This is gonna be such a long video. No one's watching this. Then what it does is it goes. Yep, yeah, I already said. And then for once, it goes into. It's not a pot. It is a mold. The mold, it gets molded, and it gets. This machine. It gets smashed. It gets smashed, keeps getting smashed and smashed until it is the perfecto mold. There's now a mold. And then the pot goes on a conveyor. And it is already warm. it basically, there's multiple pots though, so I mean it's fine. But actually right here, can you import pictures? If you could import, wait. File, open, gallery. Can I just save? Spider cat. Oh. Save? Oh no. File. Import the canvas from a file. You actually can. Okay, hold on. This is groundbreaking. Okay. Hold on. Okay, listen. You just have to trust me on this one. Okay. Okay, you just... Why is it capitals? I'm turning capitalization off. Basically. Basically, there's an ice monkey right here, and he just, my bad, he blows on to here, and it cools it down. It just cools it like a whole bunch, like so much, like literally it is below absolute zero. It is the molecules are going backwards in time. That's how cold it is. It's like below zero is like nothing compared to it. It is below zero. It is below zero. It is so cold there. Literally, the molecules are moving faster than they were before. When they went over the nuclear reactor. That's how cold it is. And then, it goes. Hint on what's gonna happen next. No, hey, no, whatever. It goes onto a conveyor as a piece of bread, and it just splits, and then from another conveyor, 2 items drop. You'll never guess. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. And then a 3rd conveyor drops nothing. Actually, wait, no. Yes. A 3rd conveyor drops another piece of bread. But there's pickles and, those 2 things. Pickles and onions. How do we get pickles and onions? It's actually really simple. Okay? I will explain to you in like 4 steps. It's like so easy. So basically all you need to do is you need to find someone's house and make sure they own a cat. You pull up in police uniforms, and say, actually, all you gotta say is just, this is my house now. This is my house now. Then they are kicked out. That is step 1. Next, no animals were harmed in the making of this video. No animals were harmed in the making of this video. It's literally mspaint. Okay, I'm not gonna say what you do, but whoa, hold on, that looks so sus. You know, you do that. Okay. Lasnag. I hate Mondays. Wait. Okay, you know what? I hate Mondays and love Asnag with lowercase i's. There we go, now it's fixed. Mostly. Wait. That's his face, that's just his chin. Okay, trust me. I'm just gonna erase this. I don't want to offend anybody. Then, now that you have this, you just cut it into a whole bunch of rings. And you got like a million onions, broski. Literally just 3 steps. You cut it, and that's how you get onions. And then basically what happens is it meets up with the other conveyor. But there's something different about this conveyor. It's not just, oh yeah, it goes on, whatever, because it's already a piece of bread. So basically, what happens, it has all the stuff. And then, okay, wait, hold on. It's good enough. There's none facing the other way. I wonder if I could just flip it. Yeah, Sparky. Yo, basically, Sparky shoots off that other piece of bread, that poor piece of bread, and it lands onto a bouncer from a bar. Just kidding. And then it goes on a journey, a very long journey. We will not be seeing it in a while. I just love that picture of Sparky, bro. Okay, and then the onions fall on. Okay, well, that is it for the onions. There's just one more ingredient. What may that be? It's pickles ready now. So shut up. So now, how do they get their pickles? Okay, I'm struggling to think of random ideas because I think I've used them all. Oh, I have an idea. I looked at the side of my room and I saw something that gave me an idea. Oh, okay. Basically, I looked out my window and then it gave me 2 ideas. Wow, this looks colorful now. I like it. Basically, they find trees. They find trees, and then they find Zeus, and they force him to summon lightning. They pay him $10 to summon lightning on the tree. It goes really deep in the ground, and occasionally, you know, a few people. It's just a minor casualty. You know, just a few people get injured every now and then. They get injured. That's nothing. Nothing a good old Band-Aid can't fix. That's my Band-Aid. That's my boy. Yeah, he's fizzed. Basically, why would they want what? Why would they want lightning on a freaking tree? What does that do exactly? Well, it does everything. It actually makes the leaves fall off. Now, these leaves, before they hit the ground, you have to do it really quickly. So that's why I'm talking really quick. They go into a container. Those container get shipped. Where do they get shipped, to be exact? Who needs it anyway? My eyes. They actually. Oh my gosh, that hurt my ears. Get put into a fan, spinning, and then it just goes in, and it comes out in little pieces, and it just falls and falls, but it's like super fast. It's gonna have really fast conveyors, and then guess what? This is an actual picture of that I took. I took it, like, you know, I have pretty good picture taking skills. And oh yeah, the reason why the other thing needs to be so so cold, is because it'll naturally heat up over time. The long conveyor just lands here, and then that supersonic bread from earlier. Why was it so delayed? Holy! That supersonic bread. This millisecond it lands, it turns into this beauty. Okay. So basically, then, you know, we have a man constantly checking to make sure nothing is wrong with any of the burgers that go down the line. And then, they actually get sent to your local superstore. Thumps. Oh wow, it actually. What I was looking for. Oh dang. Hopefully this one's copyrighted. Oh, who cares? It was only half a millisecond. Anyway. No! Yep, that's how you make it. that's how you make it. This will be the end of the video now. Oh, no. Okay, you know what? You don't get to have eyebrows. Not everyone has eyebrows. Have you ever had cancer? I don't think so. Oh, well, now you just look ugly, so I gotta, like, shave you. Oh, okay, you know what? You don't need thumbs. You could just be a circle. And anyway, this man is always watching from the shadows to make sure that we could successfully get our burgers, or else he'll fire us, you could say. This is a accurate representation of what we see. Anyway. Adios, mi amigo.